Happy Wednesday. It's Patrick here. Another quick video of my IFC Midnight collection. The cheetah was here, but he scampered downstairs. He might make an appearance back up. So these are 5 movies that have come from my collection that I've watched, and I'll talk a little bit about them as I go through them. Okay. First up was Your Sister's Sister. And this is a drama on IFC, and it stars Emily Blunt and Rosemary DeWitt and Mark Duplass. Um, this is a little hard. I like the movie fine. Um, the characters were a little bit offsetting, a little bit. Um, uh, uh, one's Mark Duplass plays a man who lost his brother a year before, and Emily Blunt plays his late brother's girlfriend, and she decides to, oh, look who came up. That's right, do some IFC stuff. Um, so she came up. She wants to get close to him now after a year, and he's still dealing with his brother's death. Um, so she suggests that he goes to a cabin to relax, try to take his mind off things because he's not really doing much with his life in the year. And Rosemary DeWitt plays Emily Blunt's sister, who also shows up at the cabin. And Mark Duplass and their characters get together the first night they meet, um, and have sex, and um, and Rosemary DeWitt's character ends up getting pregnant. Neither one of them knows that Emily Blunt has been lately carrying a torch for Mark Duplass's character, and so there's some hurt feelings involved. It ends on a higher note. It ends on an interesting note. It's well acted. Um, uh, the characters just, I don't know, just I liked them well enough. They just set me a little bit on edge, I guess. Uh, Liberal Arts is also IFC film, and this one stars Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother and Elizabeth Olsen from the Marvel movies, along with Richard Jenkins and Allison Janney. Allison Janney, she's a riot in this movie. Josh Radnor plays a professor who he goes back to his old school and for retirement because Richard Jenkins' professor is retiring, so he goes back to see him retire, and he falls for a younger student played by Elizabeth Olsen and Sparks Fly. Um, it's a really well acted movie. I really liked it quite a bit. Josh Radnor definitely shows he's got some chops to his acting. He's a lot more than just Ted Mosby. Of course, Elizabeth Olsen is just radiant in everything she does. Definitely a major talent. Um, Sometimes we forget how these folks can really act when they get stuck in one part for a long time. A lot of people don't know Elizabeth Olsen other than the Scarlet Witch or Josh Radnor as Ted Mosby, but small movies like this allow an audience to see that these are really good actors. Richard Jenkins is solid as always. He's always good in everything he does. And of course, Allison Janney is wonderful as well. So that's Liberal Arts from IFC Films. Hmm. 1 week with this starred Joshua Jackson. You might remember him as Pacey on Dawson's Creek, and this is an absolutely wonderful movie. Um, One of my favorite IFC movies for sure. Um, he plays a man who finds out that he is pretty sick, and he could be dead in basically a week. So he goes and he buys a motorcycle and he's going to travel across Canada. And he's going to see what he's going to see. He's going to go as far as he can go. And this movie follows him on his trek across Canada. It's a beautifully filmed movie, directed by Michael McGowan. Like I said, this is one of my very favorite movies, IFC movies. And yeah, this one tugged at my heart a lot. Obviously, anybody who now knows me knows a little bit of my story will tell you. Um, I really love this movie quite a bit, and highly recommend it. Uh, Sleeping with Other People. Yep, another outstanding movie. Um, this is my first time seeing both Jason Sudeikis in a serious role, and my introduction to Alison Brie, who is absolutely darling in this movie. Oh my gosh, she is such a pixie. And Jason Sudeikis is, to me, is this is a rival as a serious actor. Of course, you know him from Saturday Night Live, and Alison Brie has done well. She was doing Community, I believe, when they filmed this. Um, this is just a great movie. Two friends who can't connect, who want to, but things keep getting in their way. Um, just a real sweet movie. A lot of fun. It's definitely a romantic comedy. Um, uh, um, but it's not played for broad. It's not broad laughs or slapstick or anything like that. It's an adult movie, and it treats adult subjects with respect, but a lot of humor. And I'm lucky to say that this did have a Hollywood ending, so that was good because Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie make a really good on-screen couple. Um, Definitely one of my favorite movies too. All right, last and not least for this batch of movies, A Perfect Day. This was my first ISC movie that I ever bought. This is the first one that I ever bought. Um, IFC, and I had bought an IFC Midnight before when I bought the Dead Room, and Abandoned. But as far as IFC goes, this is my first one, and this is what cemented me on the company. Um, this is just a magnificent movie, star packed. Benicio del Toro, Tim Robbins, Melanie Laurent. Um, let's see, let's see who else. Olga Korlenko. Oh, Melanie Theory, and I can't pronounce the last name. This is just a great movie about it's a team of UN observers during the Serbian-Croatian War, and they're monitoring both sides to make sure that peace is kept and every village has clean water and food and refugees, and it's a really hard movie. Um, and the plot of it is that each side tries to poison each other's wells, and one of the ways they do it is they actually throw dead bodies into the wells. Obviously, once the dead body hits the water, it's contaminated. So for them, they threw a and this attack on the village. They actually threw a very heavy man into the well, and the goal is to get him out so they can sanitize the water and reclaim it for the village. And the perils of them trying to follow through on that. Um, like I said, it has some dark humor in it. It's played straight. It's very moving, very sad in places too. Um, Benicio del Toro just Tim Robbins and Orlego Korlenko just absolutely steal this movie. Um, Benicio del Toro just shows why he's one of the best actors in our generation, and we're really lucky to have him. Tim Robbins matches him. Um, this is just a great movie. Uh, One of my very very favorite movies that I've gotten off the IFC side. And with that, you can see the back of it. Tim Robbins there. And with that, that wraps up this overview. We will see you next week, same time, same bat station. And until then, peace.